A Pinch of Spirit is a online web-based bakery. I named it A Pinch of Spirit, of course, because my name is Spirit Wallace. I love baking. I love everything arts. I don't know if you saw my video for Cupcake Wars, but I wanted to be an architect when I was little, and I used to doodle and draw and make everything beautiful, right? Then I went to Atlanta, all the way to Clark, Atlanta, and decided I didn't want to be that type of architect because it was too much math involved, I think, what it was. But then I came home, and unfortunately my sister was murdered. We had tragedy in our family, and came back, and all my sisters love to cook. I have 14 sisters and 4 brothers, so we all have different little talents or what have you. So I did want to go into the catering side of things and make food pretty, but then I also love sweets. So then when I started learning how to do things with cake, or I found out you can do crazy stuff with cake, of course that's where I put my hands in it. And I decided also when my sister was murdered that I wanted to take life in every celebratory moment and maximize it. And what better way than cake and cupcakes, right? So in 2004, that's when or 2006, I'm sorry, that's when I finally decided it's cake. I can help celebrate everybody. I can be in the mix, all that good stuff. So yeah, I love it. I love it. I discovered I love to do cakes when people started buying them. I wouldn't dare show the first cake that I made because it was horrible and had way too much food coloring in it. This was back in like 2005. But after everyone just raved about the cakes and raved about the product and how different it was from everyone else's. It was moist, it was this, it was that, and then I put my own spin on stuff. You know, it was nothing close to cookie cutter. And I was actually working at Toyota Financial Services in Torrance, and in 2008 they did a really big layoff, you know, when the economy started going down, and I prayed about it. I could not see myself in an office anymore, and I prayed. When I tell you I prayed a lot, I prayed, and I fasted too, to see, okay, Lord, do I put this down or do I continue with it? And things started coming in. Shows. I did the Wedding Salon, which is New York based. I did a few other local events, Pepper Me Fabulous and things like that, and people just raved, and I was like, okay, I got something here, you know. And then I'm young and I'm vibrant, and I just like to kind of step out the box with stuff, and I love the kids. I love, my favorite of the kids cakes, and I just like adding personable stuff. So when I added like my personality and my artsiness and just my business aspect into it, it's a wrap. It was a wrap. So that's pretty much when people just started raving about it and keep telling me, hey, you should do this, you should do that. I did it. So I would say my values that I build a Pinch of Spirit on are, one really big one for me is integrity and loyalty. I'm a very loyal person. I think that comes from being raised with an enormous amount of children and brothers and sisters, so loyalty is really big for me. I think that if you are consistent and you are, you know, just growing with the customer and growing, and they're able to grow with me and see the growth and see all these things, then it's a long-lasting relationships. I actually have a few customers where I've done their weddings, into their baby showers, into the first birthday. And my favorite customer, and I'm not going to say no names because I know I tell a lot of people they're my favorite, because you are, but you know, I did her cakes, and then she had a set of triplets, so I've been doing like 4-in-1 cakes like for a long time. So loyalty is very, very important to me. That's number one. The next one I would say would be integrity. Because there's a lot of businesses who will take your money, will take your product or accept your product and then don't follow through. I'm that type of person that will call you, you know, within the next few days and ask you, you know, how the cake was. Even though I personally know it was good because I do the same all the time, but you know, just following up and getting that phone call unexpected, or that little thank you note that's attached to your cake. You know, it's very important to me to be just have quality work at a valuable price, and it's the unexpected. And I think that's where my gratitude comes in. It's because I can deliver your cake, and you know, that little extra pinch of spirit is there, and it amazes you and your guests and everyone who had a piece. So yeah, so those are the values. I think loyalty, integrity, and perhaps yeah, I think that's it. I think that a lot of it comes all together. So. Women who have inspired me through my journey and who continue to inspire me, my sisters will kill me if I didn't acknowledge her first, but originally it is my sister Eternity, my sister who was murdered in 2004, which she was so fun. I loved her so much. She was my younger sister. She was 21 when she was murdered, and I really paid tribute to her, because if it wasn't for her losing her life so suddenly, I wouldn't have gotten the reality check that I did, and wanted to make the most out of life. And I think once, you know, unfortunately the circumstances had to be what it was, but I think once you know, we lost her, I gained even more ambition and even more talent to do what I did, because she left her 2 children behind. There were 2 and 3 at the time, and I kind of embodied that and took her 2 children up, and just always just wanted them to be happy from that point on, you know. And it's very difficult even to this day to get through that, but she inspires me every day. I mean, I look at her picture, I look at, you know, I just hear her voice sometimes in my head, because we were so much alike. We're very funny, funny individuals. My sisters swear I should have been a comedian, but she just inspires me. I hear her voice all the time. How did I develop my skill? Well, I haven't taken not one class. I've signed up for them, but I just never went. Have not been classically trained, no schooling or anything like that. It's God's gift, and I wake up every morning, and I look at my left and I look at my right, and I thank Him for these blessed hands, for the creativity, for the endurance, for the strength to get me through the day, through the cake, since I do absolutely everything from making the fondant to baking the cakes to filling them to doing all this. So it's a lot of work, but you know, I put my earphones in my ear and I'm just going through it, you know, and He just guides me. And a lot of the time when like I have like a sculpted cake, it's art. And all I, you know, I sculpt here and I sculpt there and I sit down and like I hear like a little voice, carved there, start carved there. It's just like sculpting, and I just love it that I'm given this gift. Just like Whitney Houston, rest her soul, was given a gift of music. You know, when she was younger, something had happened to her voice, to where they didn't think she could sing, but ended up being one of the best vocalists. You know, and so I take my natural talent and I develop it. I'm just so excited, like a year or 2 from now, to, you know, witness my skill level, my expertise level, and I'm just really excited. And I inspire myself with, you know, the top in the food chain of those, you know, Ram Ben Israel and Sylvia Weinstock, those people who are up in their ante, who are the top cake artists. I can't settle for less, because with this gift, 5 years ago, I wasn't doing what I was doing today. And so by being inspired by the best, I think I can be right there next to them. So I'm grateful for these hands right here God has given me. So very grateful.